last meeting, I asked the Sheriff's Department to give me a policy and procedures for when they arrest illegals, and I didn't get it yet, and I'm assuming that it's going to come to you, and you didn't obviously give it to me, so I don't have it, and I want to make sure that I get it real soon, because that's really important, that I understand exactly what you guys do.
When arresting that and then finding out an illegal, what is the process that the sheriff...
When you arrest an illegal, what do you do? I don't know. And what happens to that illegal? You know, so we have that guy that, after I asked, then the next day, there was an illegal that was arrested for 3 violent rapes, real extremely brutal violent rapes. And I don't know why he was arrested over 30 times with warrants and everything else. Why wasn't he deported or called ICE before he did the rapes? And that's why I really got to find out, because I don't understand what's happening, and I need to understand, because I don't want to go forward not knowing.
Can I say narrow that definition? I think there's a difference between seeking out someone who is perhaps illegal, undocumented, and knowing if they're undocumented illegal. I think that's the difference. I would only ask if you know someone is here illegally and has committed crimes. What's the procedure? You know, so I don't like a differentiation between, you know, seeking somebody's status and knowing their status. If you know the status is illegal, what do you do? Maybe you report it to immigration folks. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it's up to us to detain them any longer.
And I always thought that's what the sanctuary state
We're not, these arrests occurred prior to August of last year, and there was no sanctuary anything. You know, this has been going on for a long time. The guy has 3 different birthdays on his arrest records. I mean, it's pretty obvious that there's a problem. And I just want to know, what the heck are we doing? You know, because if there's illegals that are arrested and ICE is not called, then we're opening ourselves up to problems. Especially like this guy, he'd get arrested, then he wouldn't appear in court, his bonds would be forfeited, and there'd be a warrant out for him. Then he'd get arrested again, the same thing over and over again. And I don't know the policy. That's what I have to know, what their policy is, because...
Would you feel
really
comfortable coming up next month and giving us a...
I don't want it verbally, I want it in writing so that there's no arguments. We have to know what are we doing, because we could, in essence, have criminals running around on our street because we didn't call ICE.
Let me ask another question. Let's put this on the Sheriff's Department alone. I mean, I assume this is all part of the judicial system. They're in front of judges. You know, somebody told the judge their status. And the reason I'm saying this is unless it's one of those kind of fixed spots, you have a traffic ticket and you just post by.
Well, I asked the chief judge, and he said his knowledge, ICE never gets called for anything. I don't know who's responsible to call ICE, and that's why I want to know the policies.
Did you ask Todd for this?
I talked to them, and I was told by Mr. Contro to look at the Trust Act, and I looked at that, and that's kind of ambiguous because it talks about detainers and immigration warrants. So I called down to the state, and then I really don't have a good answer to that. But a lot of these other arrests were prior to that agreement and that Trust Act in August of 2017. This guy's been arrested all along for a long time.
Is there a procedure about the Sheriff's Department has when getting an arrest that would be legal? Is there certain steps that you're taking that you
We follow the Attorney General's opinion, and we can send the Attorney General's opinion. They've already put one out. It's about 6 pages long.
Okay, if you can just get that over to Steve Balich.
I we talked before, I just want to know I'm not saying it's even your responsibility, because I don't know. But I need to find out
They follow.
what the policy is. Does the court, is it their responsibility to call ICE? Is it the ADF? Is it the
Steve.
state's attorney? I don't know who it is.
He just stated he doesn't have his own internal policy. He follows the Attorney General's.
Okay, well, what's the
And he did it on
attorney
that
general's
6
policy?
pages.
Is that the trust act?
We will send you the Attorney General's opinion.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I just have a quick question.
Why did it take a month to just make that statement? I'm just wondering, Steve, you put this request out for a month, right?
I spoke
So there's somebody else-
to Steve 2 days afterwards. If there's a
Okay.
request that you need, we don't have to do it at a county board meeting. Everybody on this county board has called me in the past when they have issues.
Right.
We're always there.
Okay. Was he made aware of the state's attorneys, what you just indicated to us just now? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
That does put a,
You know,
that does also kind of puts back to when I was talking about department heads and anyone through. The best way to go and follow any of these questions, or if there's questions on legislative or really just everyday procedure, is to make sure you email them, copy Reagan, and be able to go and we'll be able to follow up, because there is a procedure. I mean, we all know, like, we're all guilty. Okay, I'll get back to you, and then.
well, that's why I came to the committee, because the last time
But
I
I'm
wasn't
saying-
given the stuff when I FOIA'd it,
Right,
and
but
then
just
Jim said that we're not.
Send them a quick email, and then they can be able to
Well,
respond.
I brought
And
it
then
at the
Reagan can
committee
also
because of
follow
that,
up with
Suzanne.
me.
I brought it to the committee, it was transparent, all open, and that's why, because when I did it before, it went on for 5 months.
And we are policy.
With
so we
emails.
can make this an
With
actual-
emails, it went on 5 months. Now, this, so
Okay.
I wanted to get it done, because I feel that we need to know, because this is a dangerous situation if there are illegals that are criminals running around on it. And I don't even know, but I do know that Luna guy that did 3 violent brutal rapes was illegal. And he was arrested over 30 times
And
with
no one's
warrants.
arguing with
So what happened?
Right, no one's arguing with you, Steve. I would like to see that too, so thank you. We're gonna go right on to the Illinois State Association of County Membership. Reagan, did you, Bob.
I was just talking to Phil Mock, he's familiar with that. He's asking questions about gas containers. If that would clear anything up.
All right, Phil, listen to please.
The policy that the state passed isn't any different than what the real statutory laws were forever. They have 2 different types of holds, one's a warrant hold and one's just an administrative request. Administrative requests have never had to be honored where it was actionable if you didn't do it. It's something you could have done. But the warrants are just like any other warrants. If the administrative law judge issues the warrants, then they're on it. And that's what it's always been.
Let me say this. I knew this. And let's use a little common sense here. It says you don't have to do it. It doesn't say you can't do it. It doesn't say you can't make a call. And when you have someone who's an habitual criminal, and you know they're illegal, and you keep grinding them through the system, until they commit such a horrific crime, then they're going to do something. You may not have to do it, but don't you think you should make a call to somebody? I don't know who makes the call.
Our office has before made calls, besides the sheriff.
And I think the state's attorney's office has made those calls. So the point is when you have somebody who's continually in the system, and then skips out on court dates, doesn't shows up, disappears, gets another identity, and it's the same person, somebody should be making the call. Because he's a criminal, because the person is doing criminal acts. So all I would say is, you may not have to do something, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing something. You see these cases. So,
Mary, did you have one?
Yeah, just for a little bit of additional information, the administrative hold, and we can make the call, but ICE has 72 hours to come pick them up. And what the Illinois legislation did do was prohibit the sheriff's office from holding them longer than that. So if ICE isn't down there in 72 hours, we gotta let them out.
Right.
So I just wanted to make that clear. We can no longer hold them beyond that period of time without an actual warrant from the administrative law.
You know, Mary, it would be nice that if we did keep some type of record when we make the calls, to say, we made the call.
Well, there is.
Then we held
I'm
them
sure
as long as we could legally.
I'm sure it's noted in the individual files. I don't know that we keep a log though.
I mean, even with some kind of internal, that's kind of going to take some covering your own fund.
Probably when we get the case management system, we'll be able to.
Okay, good. All right.
Which we'll be looking at.
Who's supposed to make the call?
Wait, Steve,
I-
I have one more. Brian, or Tom?
It's my new name, Brian.
Brian.
I think, to me, this is, if somebody's arrested 30 times and they're not locked up for some reason, that seems to me to be a problem with the judicial system. I know we have, I've seen a lot of documentation in the last 6 months of multiple time violent convicted felons in the city of Chicago that have been caught in possession of a firearm and been released on an I bond in Chicago. And that kind of stuff shouldn't happen, regardless of whether the person has legal status or undocumented. It doesn't make any difference. If somebody gets arrested and charged 30 times and is convicted with a mess of those crimes, they shouldn't be out on the street. Jails exist to protect the public from the dangerous.
Your trend is going in the opposite direction.
I understand that, but it's wrong. There's crimes that people should be locked up for, and there's crimes that people probably should be locked up for. But when they're a violent criminal, they belong in jail.
There's no one that's gonna argue with that. You're 100% correct.
Gary, you're going to tell me who's responsible to make the
I
call?
don't know that there's a legal responsibility for anyone to make the call.
There's
Not
no,
only mandating.
no, there's no requirement mandating, and it can be mandated.
Then maybe you don't get it.
Right. There's no federal law saying we must notify. But there are state policies that, hey, we want to get rid of them, or jail wants to get rid of them, the state attorney's office doesn't want to prosecute them over and over again, so there's an incentive to make the calls. But there's no mandate.
I also would like to clarify, in regards to Mr. Luna, he stated that he was arrested, prior to the recent felonies, possibly up to 30 times. You have to understand, it's not always the state's attorney or the Will County Sheriff that's the arresting agency. He was arrested by the city of Joliet and other municipalities. So it wasn't always the sheriff, and sometimes it's not always the state's attorney prosecuting, because if it's a traffic ticket, some of these other municipalities have the ability to prosecute these cases too. So I just want to clarify that. Right.
I saw, the majority of the arrests were from Joliet, but then he was put in the Will County Jail because he was under the custody of the sheriff then, and then he goes through the ARC court. I mean, I'm just trying to find out what happened, because to me, it could be a potential really dangerous, like Don said, it's a dangerous situation if somebody is a violent illegal on the street, and that guy happened to be one. When he was arrested for solicitation of prostitution in Joliet, that should give you a hint that he's probably a predator.
Steve, also, I think this should be on judicial. I don't even know legislative would be the appropriate. But we only have a half hour. We got a couple more to go. I am sorry, not saying that I'm not at all thinking. This is, it's very important.